We'll move right into Kenny Harms.
Basically all we wanted to discuss is we brought a copy of our liability insurance. There were some questions about that, so that you guys can make a photocopy of it so that you have it. The contractor's license has been applied for, but we haven't received any of the paperwork back yet on that, and that's my fault because I was not aware of those requirements. We've checked about other licenses, so anyway, that's in the works. And then I guess Marlene had told Kenny that she didn't want him, or he was not able to start working until we had that. But we're just questioning whether it's going to be, whether Rick is going to be the one that's letting Kenny know what work is to be done, or whether he needs to speak to Marlene about that.
Council?
We'll have to see what we need done and stuff anyway. If we have a problem, emergency, we're gonna have to go out. But until then, we have to figure out where we stand and how updated it is.
Those recommendations will come from Rick, though, if they do.
Near work. Yeah. You have the old tapes and CDs and stuff around here.
In the office, isn't it?
Well, you don't remember where the infiltration's coming from anyway. After a good rain.
Well, I said we can look at it all we want until we decide to do something. There's no good to look at it.
Yeah, I just want to know where it's coming from.
Right. And that's one thing with Justin and them are doing too. To look at it, the camera every other year is just stupid.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to do something about it, you just want not even waste your money on the camera.
True, but if we have large infiltration after a good rain, then maybe we need to be able to fix it.
We've never seen infiltration.
But you can't camera after good rain anyway. It don't do you no good. You won't see up the sewer. You won't be able to see what you're looking for.
Depending on which way.
You ain't gonna see. You can let the manhole look in there and see what you're looking for.
Depends on which way you come down the line.
It don't matter, Kenny. If it's full of water, you ain't gonna see nothing. What you see is how much water is in that pipe when it's going through the manhole is the amount that's flowing through there.
Okay, so let me say this. We're pumping 4.5 million gallons, we're billing 1.5 million. Where's the rest of the water going? Can we figure that out?
It's got a lot to do with how it's calculated on what we're pumping, whether the pumps are efficient with electricity. He's metering by what electricity is being used, right, Mark? What them pumps are telling him on that meter, it may not be as accurate as what he's reporting because they're so old.
But the bottom line is lagoons are still filling up.
Well,
Yeah.
stop when you're putting them meters on.
No, not the well one.
Not on the well, not on the wastewater.
Really?
We do it with an hour meter on how long them pumps run. If there's something plugging the screen on the pump, it can run 24 hours. That don't mean it's pumping water for 24 hours.
What do you use for a pumping rate on
You'd have to have
We got a wear plate, a 90-degree wear plate, and you know, so many inches up on that wear plate. Then you got that calculations that you do, and then that's supposed to be your gallons. But if the lagoons are, if you got a higher head, you guys know that. If you got a higher head, then you're pumping up farther, then your pumping just goes down. And with the wear plate plugged up, or you know, covered up, you don't know how high that is, so you gotta go by the hour meters on how long the pumps run.
Well, we have a misinterpretation here. We're talking about pumping from the well to the tower.
Oh,
not from
okay.
Not from the well,
not filling the lagoon.
So doesn't the well pump have a meter and the meter on the...
Yep, and the meter on the filter plant.
Filter plant.
Right.
And they're within reason of each other. I mean, they're together with each other, other than backwash.
Yeah. They're both in the shed.
Yeah, so what we're pumping to what they're billing is irrelevant.
It is.
Yeah. To us, to our part. To your part, it's a little bit shorter, you know.
Okay.
Well,
We're reporting you what our meters are saying.
it's my conception here that we are pumping way more water than we're billing. We're getting way more water in those dunes than we think we should be.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it pans out that we're pumping water and it's leaking into our system.
That's part of it, and part of it's infiltration.
Okay,
This
so,
town's built on a,
so then, can you guys come up with a good plan with the tools that we have to help us through this?
that's what these guys have been doing with us, and, you know, that's what we're trying to do. This is gonna be an overnight process.
True.
We're gonna have to-
And as we find these things, we should attempt to fix them. See, that, you know, you came and said, well, if we're not gonna do anything, then that's why we're putting all this into motion, so.
Well, you've had the films handed to you how many times for years? Not just necessarily you guys, but the
None of
council.
them showed infiltration though,
No.
No. On
on any of the films. There's never water coming in, I mean, as far as through the lines.
Well, we finally did find a good one last year where Louis' old house was running 8 gallons a minute, 24/7.
the camera, right.
Yeah, so that is one, you know, we just need to continue to find those,
Mm-hmm.
as far as that's the way I view it.
And there was an issue there with Louis too. The city paid for that because he didn't have money to fix it, right?
True, it doesn't, you know, to me, it needs to be fixed, so we still need to fix it. We can't just say, well, if Louis not gonna pay for it, we're not gonna do anything, you know? We can't do that, we need to fix these things.
That water wasn't being billed anyway. We're saving money.
No.
No, it's for the house, so.
But we're
That's what
still,
we want, you know, we think that we're giving you the proper tools to help, to work on this, and we, you know.
With just a camera. I mean, there's guys come in and look for leaks, like use them all the time. I brought it up before, and nothing ever came out of that. To have these guys come in and leak test for our water lines.
Oh, with that sound,
Yeah. I mean, camera's gonna tell you certain things, but that ain't gonna tell you where the water's coming from unless you actually have somebody who knows what they're looking at. You know, with Howard, he knew what he was looking at there and told us right away. And there's different, and a lot of you got infiltration from the north end of town, and well, Mark can tell you, when rain, certain sewers run full.
yeah.
You know, and it's just the billing, I mean, what we pump to what's being billed, I don't know where they come up with that number, but the differences, you know.
I thought that's what you guys were reading for us.
A lot of our meters are not, I mean, they're averaged, and we have a lot of meters that aren't actually working correctly. And we have changed several out, but it's an ongoing process.
Yeah, I was over at the bowling alley meter that gives so much static. Checked it the other night, doesn't work.
And they pull it off every time you turn around, John. That's
There's
not,
somewhere
you want
else.
me to go in and look at it every month and hook
Little
it up
lock
every
on
time
it.
they do it, every week?
There'd be something you can do.
It's one of those reader deals, as soon as you hook it back up, it's gonna read
Yes.
true reading.
But this one went bad. It was a census meter and it went bad on it. So I changed the dumb thing out the other day. I went and hooked that wire up 4 different times. And every time I go in there, it's full. And what it was the meter went bad and was stuck. So I changed it out, now things working again. 4 times in less a year is quite a few times.
It's only pulling the
If
wire
it
out.
was my meter getting disconnected 4 times a year, I'd start getting charged for it probably.